All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm kind of battling the sun over here, which is a great and terrible thing. So I hope it's not too silhouette-y for you. I tried to close the blinds, turn down all the lights. So hopefully this works. My name is Hayley. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, 7 a.m. Happy Friday. Even though every day kind of feels like Friday, it's great to feel like we have a weekend coming up. Hopefully you have some like fun Skype or Zoom calls, maybe with family or friends. Maybe some like dance sessions online. I don't know, I did one last week and it was super fun, and I have quite a few calls with friends and family this weekend that I am looking forward to. We're gonna get started sitting down. So just finding a comfortable seat. We're not gonna be here super long, maybe a couple minutes, just to settle down into the body. Maybe you just woke up, starting to arrive to your day. You can sit on the calves, you can cross the legs. And wherever you're at, begin to close the eyes. Notice the quality of your being, your breath, your thoughts. Begin to drop into this present moment. Letting go of any resisting or control you may have. And begin to mirror each exhale to your inhale. So finding balance with your breath. Seeing how deep you can make every inhale. And how full you can make every exhale. So creating big belly breaths takes our breath out from our chest, where we breathe out of fear or panic or uncertainty, especially during times like this. And see how long, how exaggerated your inhales and exhales can become. Begin to explore the simple truth that everything in your life, or even the past week or past month, whatever's happening in your life has led you here to this moment. Whether it be somewhere else. Begin to drop into the energy of your body. And checking in with the emotional state of your heart. How are you? It's okay to be sad. It's also okay to be super joyful. Whatever you're feeling, don't let it overcome you, but begin to recognize it. And you are exactly where you are supposed to be. And take a deep, full breath in through the nostrils. Exhale drops you into this moment. You can start to flutter the eyes open and roll over into child's pose. So knees wide, big toes together. Let the hips sink back to the heels. Let the belly fall between your thighs. Noticing if anything feels stiff or stuck, or maybe you feel a little bit free in this pose. Notice any areas that want to hold on. Maybe the elbows, the jaw, the low back, the belly. Can you bring softness to those areas? And start to walk the fingertips over to the right side. And feel this lateral stretch all the way from the left shoulder, down the rib cage, through the left lung, all the way down to the left hip point. And fingertips walk through center, over to the other side. Lateral stretch all the way from the right shoulder all the way down to the right hip crease. And travel the fingertips back through center. And press yourself up, come into a tabletop. Right away, we're going to flip our hands. If this is too much for you right now, I know it's super early, but if you can, feel free to flip the fingertips towards the knees. And you can take a couple hip rocks side to side. I know it takes me a little bit to get warm in the morning, especially not having done anything, just kind of woke up a little bit ago. So taking it easy. If your body's ready to move, that's so awesome. If it's not, that's also awesome. Take what your body needs. Be gentle. If your body needs to rest, taking moments to pause. On your breath in, pull the heart forward. Your hands can stay flipped. Come into your cow. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, come to your cat. Inhale to your cow. Exhale to your cat. Inhale, cow. Sink the belly, pull the heart through. Exhale, cat. Taking this on your own with your own breath here. Feel free to add in any other movements, maybe flipping the hands, maybe taking a couple more moments in child's pose. I invite you to close your eyes just for the time being. Taking 3 more rounds wherever you're at. And after your last round, we'll meet in our neutral spine tabletop. Keep the gaze right at the left thumb. Right leg or left leg will lengthen back. Keep the toes tucked. Just take a couple rocks side to side or up and down. Get familiar with this movement. We're going to be taking this quite a few times throughout the class. You'll see later. And then inhale to lift the toes off the earth. Right fingertips reach to the top of the room or reach forward. Inhale, find length. Exhale, draw your knee to your elbow. Inhale to lengthen. Knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Knee to elbow. Inhale, find length. Bend the left knee. Right arm reaches back. The hand and foot don't have to connect. If you want to go for a quad stretch, feel free to do so. Grab the outside or the inside edge of the left foot with the right hand. Releasing the foot, lengthen here. Plant the right hand, tuck the right toes. Inhale, lifts you to 3-legged dog, so right leg is long. Bend the knee, open your hip. Take a couple of hip circles with the right leg. Taking some movement. And then inhale, squaring off the hips, press the left leg long. Lift onto your right toes. And then exhale, sink the right heel. Inhale, lift to the toes. Exhale, sink. Once more, lift to the toes. Exhale, sink. Roll forward, hug the left knee into the chest, move to high plank with the knee hugged in, creating space, and then step the foot between the hands. And then exaggerate this, so start to open the heart to the sky. And then you can start taking some arm circles with the left arm beginning to work on some shoulder mobility. And then reversing this direction, taking about 2 more circles here. And then plant the hands to frame the front foot. Shift the hips back, move into your half splits. So left toes peel off the mat, hips sink back. Careful not to dump the weight into the right hip. Stay equal throughout the hips. You might need to shift the weight a little bit over to the left side. Great option to have hands on blocks here if you need a little bit more height. And then shift the weight forward. Plant the hands, tuck the back toes, high plank. We're going to hold here for a couple rounds of breath before adding in some dynamic movement. Just becoming familiar with our plank, pressing into the fingertips, hips in line with the shoulders, core active. The gaze right in between the thumbs so the neck is long. We're going to take a couple rocks forwards on the toes, then back, forward, then back, forward, back, forward, back. Once more forward, and then move back. Bend the knees just to hover. Then lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale to roll forward, high plank. Bend the knees to hover. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. So taking these kind of flows, this little wave-like movement. Inhale, high plank. Bend the knees. And then downward facing dog. Taking this twice more on your own. Inhale, high plank. Bend the knees. Downward facing dog. Once more, we'll meet in our down dog. And then lower the knees back down, tabletop. Shift the gaze to the right thumb. Right leg long behind you. Tuck the toes. And then rock up and down. Just starting to open up your calf. And then right toes lift off the mat. Left fingertips reach to the front of the room. Inhale, find length. Exhale. Draw your knee to your elbow, crunch in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Knee to elbow. One more time to lengthen. Right knee bends. Left hand can grab for the inside edge of the foot. Reaching back, coming into a quad stretch. And then releasing the foot. Plant the left hand. Tuck the left toes. Lengthen the left leg. Three-legged dog. Bend your right knee. Stack your hips. Taking any movement here. Now the legs are starting to feel a little bit more even. And then three-legged dog. Press the right heel away, square off your hips. Inhale, lift to the left toes. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower the heel. Inhale, lift the heel. Hug the right knee to the chest. Shift forward to your high plank with your knee in. And then step the foot between the hands. Left knee lowers. And then left hand stays rooted. Right fingertips sweep to the sky. Coming into our lunge twist. But again, we're going to exaggerate this. So start to open the heart a little bit more. Shoulders don't have to be stacked here. And then taking some arm circles with the right arm. Reverse the direction. And then plant the hands to frame the front foot. Shift the hips back. Right toes peel off the mat. Half splits. And then plant the right toes again. Tuck the back toes, lift the left knee. Step yourself back, high plank. Holding here for 3 rounds of breath before we add in that dynamic movement again. One more breath in. Breath out. Inhale, shift to the toes. Shoulders come over the wrists. Exhale, shift the weight back. Inhale to rock forward. Exhale, rock back. 3 more times, rock forward. Rock back. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. 1 more time, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, alive, shift forward, rock forward. Elbows bend, hug the elbows into the upper body, lower all the way to the belly. Untuck the toes, hands next to the rib cage. Press into the tops of the feet, kneecaps lifted. Inhale, lift the heart. Come to your cobra pose. Shift the gaze over to the right side, over your right shoulder, just coming into a neck stretch. And then move through center, shift the gaze to the left side. And then come back through center, Lower the belly down, lower the heart down. Hands reach out about a foot outside of the shoulders, tensing the fingertips. Inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, drop the left shoulder down through center. Inhale, lift the chest, press into the tops of the feet still. Exhale to lower right shoulder down. Inhale, heart lifts. Twice more either side. Left shoulder dips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower the right shoulder. Once more. Flowing with your breath here. Every inhale lifts you up. Every exhale lowers you down. Coming back through center. Hands plant next to the rib cage. Press yourself back to an active child's pose. So keep the toes tucked. Lift yourself up, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. We're going to start to tiptoe to the top of the room at a count of 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet can land hips width or a little bit wider. Hands grab opposite triceps, right elbow. Let the belly be soft. Let everything hang heavy here. Knees can take a super generous bend. You might want to sway the torso side to side, add in some bounces, releasing any tension on the entire back side of the body. Releasing the elbows. Start a slow roll up to standing, crown of the head last to rise. Inhale, sweep the fingertips overhead, hips press forward. Exhale, angrily move your hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, take a side bend to the right side. So right hand slides down the right leg, left fingertips reach overhead to the right. Inhale through center. Side bend to the opposite side. Inhale, center. Exhale, interlace the hands behind the low back. Hold the fists down. Open the heart skyward. Soften the knees. Take a bend forward. If it's too much on the shoulders, couple options. Grab a t-shirt, grab a belt, grab a strap. Honestly, anything that can bridge the gap between the hands to make it easy on your shoulders. If it's uncomfortable, that's great. If there's any pinching or pain, that's when you know you need to back out. So finding what you need. You can always grab a hold of opposite elbows. Releasing the hands behind the low back. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back, high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway or to the belly, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog if you're ready. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to take a couple sun A's just to build a little bit more heat before we get into the flow. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, gaze shifts up. Exhale, step or hop your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Root to rise, sweep the arms overhead. And then slide the right hand down the right side, side bend to the right. Inhale through center, side bend left. Center. Interlace the hands, maybe the opposite way you did last time. Hold the fist down. Soften the knees. And then drape the heart forward. Come to your fold. Release the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step or hop your way through your chaturanga. If you're hopping back, make sure to land with bent elbows. Protect your shoulders. Meeting in a downward facing dog. Full breath in, lift the heels, bend the knees. Step or hop your way to the top. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Root to rise, fingertips sweep overhead. Side bend to the left side. Inhale through center. Side bend to the right. Rise through center. Interlace the hands behind your low back. Pull the heart open. And then take your fold. Release the hands. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop your way or head straight to your down dog. Taking 3 rounds of breath in your down dog once you arrive. And getting out any wiggles or movements. This is about the first time I think that we started to settle into our dog without any dynamic movement yet. We'll shift the heels over to the right side. Right knee bends, left leg is long. Feeling a nice lateral stretch in the left side. You might want to shift the gaze under the left armpit. Start to lengthen both of the legs. So you're kind of in a side plank, and then reach the left fingertips overhead. And then cactus the left arm. Bend the knees towards the heels. Hips sink towards the heels. Inhale to lengthen. Find this nice lateral stretch, kind of like a side plank. And then exhale, bend the knees, hips towards heels. Cactus the arm. Once more, inhale, find this nice lateral stretch. Exhale, bend the elbow. Sink the hips towards heels. Inhale to find length. And then meeting in our downward facing dog. Right heel will lift. Draw the knee to the nose. Inhale to lift. Draw knee to right tricep. Inhale, lift. Exhale, draw the knee to the left arm. Kick the foot through. Come to the inside edge of the left foot. Fall in triangle. Hips lift. Left fingertips reach to the front of the room. Plant the left hand. 3-legged dog. Right foot steps between the hands. Take a look down to make sure the right shin is stacked above the right ankle. Inner thighs hug together here. Inhale, high lunge. Biceps next to the ears. Soften the shoulders. You take a wiggle of the face, bringing softness here. Taking a couple more rounds of breath here, just to settle in to your high lunge. One more inhale. On our exhale, we'll spin the back foot down. Open yourself up, warrior 2. You might want to take a couple pulses in and out of the front foot. Next inhale, reverse your warrior. Right fingertips sweep overhead, reaching for the back of the room. And then exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands down. Spin to the ball of the back foot. So all 10 toes point forward. Left hand down, right fingertips sweep to the top of the room, taking your twist. We'll spin to the outer edges of both feet. Coming into this hip opener, right fingertips will start to reach towards the back of the room. Stay rooted in the left palm, avoiding collapsing in the shoulder. Walk the hands through center. Left knee bends. Hips sink towards the left heel. Right leg is long. Coming into our Skandasana pose. And then hands travel through center to the top of the mat. Lengthen the right leg. Modified pyramid pose. And then plant the hands. Step yourself back, high plank. We're going to lower down onto our forearms. Hips in line with the shoulders. Rock forward on the toes. Then rock back. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. Rock forward. Rock back. Once more here, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. Lower the hips. Pull the chest through, untuck the toes. Coming through to your Sphinx pose. If you want to stay here, that's awesome. Keep pulling your elbows towards your hips to broaden through the collarbones. Keep pressing into the tops of the feet to keep the legs active. If you want to take this a little bit further, hands can walk out about a palm print out at a diagonal. Press into the palms. Start to lengthen the arms, so lift the elbows. Roll the shoulders down the back. If this ever becomes too much on the low back, a couple options. You can widen your stance, or you can just back out of it, coming into your Sphinx pose once again. And then lower the elbows back down if they were lifted. Press yourself back to an active child's pose. Downward facing dog. Shift the heels to left side. Left knee stays bent. Right leg is long. Lateral stretch on the right side of the body. Start to lengthen both of the legs. So you're coming into kind of a side plank. Right fingertips reach to the front of the room. And then cactus the right arm, bend the knees. So hips sink towards the heels. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to crunch. So sinking the hips to heels. Inhale, lengthen, side plank. Exhale, cactus the arms, sink the hips. One more time to lengthen. Meeting back in our downward facing dog. Left heel rises. Draw the knee to the nose. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Three-legged dog. Knee to right tricep. Shoot the leg through. Spin to the left foot. Come to the inside edge of the right foot. And then lift the hips. Right hand reaches to the front of the room. Coming into your fallen triangle. Plant the right palm. Three-legged dog. Step the left toes between the hands. Take a look down. Make sure the left knee is stacking on top of the left ankle. Hug the inner thighs together. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. High lunge. Taking a couple moments here to find stillness. Biceps next to the ears. Energizing through the fingertips. Every inhale elongates the body. Every exhale settles you in a little bit deeper. One more breath in here. Exhale. Lower the back foot flat onto the earth. Open yourself up, warrior two. Take a couple pulses in and out of the front leg to get into the hips. And then settle yourself in, left knee bent. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Next, exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Spin to the ball of the right foot, all 10 toes point forward. Right hand down. Left fingertips open up, point to a twist. And then spin to the pinky side edges of both feet. So coming into a hip opener. Left foot might want to wiggle over to the left edge of your mat. Left fingertips can reach to the back of the room. And then travel the hands through center to the back foot, so to the right foot. Sink the hips towards the right heel, Skandasana, side lunge. Left leg is long, right knee bent. Hands walk back through center to the top of the mat. Step back, high plank. Lower left arm down, forearm, then right forearm. We're in forearm plank. Shift forward on the toes, rock the body forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. 3 more times on your own. Using your core. Keep the gaze right in between the forearms. After your last round, sink the hips, untuck the toes, pull the heart through, come to your sphinx. Again, you can choose to stay here, or plant the hands a little bit diagonal outside of the shoulders, shoulders width, and then press into the palms, lengthen the arms, coming into your seal pose. Again, any pinching in the low back, make sure to back out of the pose. And then lower the elbows back down. Press the hands next to the rib cage, tug the toes, active child's pose. And then lift your hips, downward facing dog. Take a cleansing breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, stick out your tongue, exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, stick out your tongue, lion's breath. So just releasing the face. Try not to take yourself too seriously. No one's looking. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, step or hop your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale to fold. Sink your hips, bend your knees. Utkatasana, chair pose. So finding your stance, finding some stillness. Inhale to elongate. Exhale to settle. We're here for 5 more rounds of breath. I know it's intense. I'm sweating too. I'm warm. I'm uncomfortable. But that's what makes us stronger. Holding here for 3 more rounds of breath. Inhale. Exhale, sink a bit deeper. 1 more inhale. Exhale to sink. Inhale, lengthen the limbs. Arms reach to the top of the room. Exhale, gently move your hands to heart center. Inhale, circle the arms overhead. Exhale, sink the hips 1 more time, chair pose. Holding here for 5 rounds of breath. If it's ever too much on the shoulders, hands can come to heart, or you can find like a Y shape of the arms. This releases the shoulders quite a bit, especially if you have bulky shoulders. This can find a little bit more relief there. 1 more inhale. Exhale, I lied, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, releasing that. Bend the knees here. Palms face up, Pada Hastasana. So gorilla pose. Walk the feet on top of the palms. Let the head hang heavy. Think of this more as a shoulder blade release versus a hamstring opener. It can be both, but Going for more of a shoulder blade opener here. You want to start to lengthen the legs. If they were bent, feel free to do so. Elbows can also stay bent a little. Releasing one hand at a time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step or hop your way through a chaturanga. We're going to meet in our downward facing dog. Shift the heels over to the right side, right knee bent. We're going to take this 3 more times. Take this movement of finding the side plank, left fingertips reach to the top of, or to the front of the room. And then crouching down, cactus the arm. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hips to heels, cactus the arm. Inhale. One more time, lengthen. Downward facing dog. Right heel lifts. Draw the knee right away to the left triceps. Kick the leg through. Fall in triangle. And then plant the left palm. 3-legged dog. Step the right foot between the hands. High lunge. Inhale. On your exhale, we'll open up warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. This time we'll come into a side angle. Right hand finds a block or the earth, or elbow to inner thigh. Reverse your warrior. And then cartwheel the hands down. All 10 toes point forward. Left hand down, right fingertips reach to the sky. Take this into your hip opener, wiggle to the outside edges of the feet. Right fingertips reach to the back of the room. Hands travel through center. Hips sink towards the left heel, Skandasana, back of the mat. And then walk the hands back through center to the top of the mat. We'll step back, high plank, lower down onto the forearms. This time, we're gonna lift the hips and walk the toes in. So coming into our dolphin pose. I'm taking some dynamic movement here. Lift to the toes, shift forward like we've been doing throughout the whole class. And stick the chin forward a little bit, kind of like you're taking a sip of water. And then exhale, rock back. Inhale, shift to the toes, take a sip of water, exhale, rock back. 3 more times, inhale, shift forward, exhale, rock back. So every time you shift forward, shoulders are coming over the elbows. So a little bit forward, they're not stacking. Inhale, shift forward, sip of water. Exhale, shift back. Once more here, I know it burns. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, back. Walk the toes back out, forearm plank. And then sink the hips, Sphinx pose. Your choice to add in seal if you want to go there. And then releasing down onto the belly. Press yourself back. Active child's pose, toes tucked. Downward facing dog. Full breath in before we take it to the other side. Full breath out. Heels sink to the left side. Left knee bent, right leg long. And then we'll lengthen. So shoot the legs long. Coming into this side plank, right fingertips reach forward. And then bend the knees. Sink the hips to the heels, cactus your right arm. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to sink the hips, cactus the arm. Inhale, reach the fingertips forward. Exhale to sink. One more time, lengthen. Lean back in our downward facing dog. Left fingertips rise. Left knee to right tricep. Right away, fallen triangle. And at the right hand, three-legged dog, left heel lifts. Step the toes between the hands. High lunge on your inhale. Exhale opens you up to warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Exhale to your side angle pose. Left hand to mat, block, or elbow to inner thigh. Right fingertips can reach to the front of the room or overhead. Stay rooted through the pinky side edge of the right foot. Next breath in, reverses your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. All 10 toes point forward. Right hand down, left fingertips open you up. Twist. And then spin to the pinky side edges of both feet. Hip opener. Travel the hands through center. Shift the hips to the right heel. Skandasana, back of the mat. Left leg long, right knee bent. Hands walk back to the front of the mat. Step back, high plank. We're once more here. Forearms lower down. This time start to walk the toes in so your hips are going to lift. This might be super uncomfortable. It's super challenging. So don't worry if it's not all here today and you're not comfortable with it. Taking a couple more of those sips of water. So inhale, shift to the toes. Act like you're going to touch your nose to the mat. Rock back. Inhale, shift forward. Take that sip of water. Exhale back. 3 more times, shift forward. Exhale back. Building strength in the arms, specifically the shoulders. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Using your core, shift forward. Then back. Once more, take that sip of water. Then shift back. Walk the toes out. Forearm plank for an inhale. And then lower the hips down. Cobra pose, or Sphinx pose. And stay on the forearms. Or take your seal pose. And then lower back down. Press yourself back. Active child's pose. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Create space throughout the body. And exhale, stick out your tongue, release. One more breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Lift the heels, bend the knees, gaze shifts up. Step or hop your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Sink the hips, Utkatasana, chair pose. Just a little bit more fire before we slow it down. And then start to lift the heels. Come to the toes. Sink the hips deeper, finding that sweet spot in your toe stand. Where you're shaking, where you're quivering, where you're building that strength. Start to slowly lower down as slow as you can. All the way down to your tush. Release the feet out in front. Navasana bow pose. Holding here for 5 more rounds of breath. You might start to lengthen the legs, pointing the toes. Keep the gaze right in between, or right where the wall and the ceiling meet, keeping the collarbones long. One more inhale here. Exhale, cross the feet, sitting into our Sukhasana. Easy seat, so shins are crossed. Inhale to pull the heart through, coming into our cow-like spine. Exhale, tuck the chin round the spine. A couple more times just like that to release. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat-like back. One more time, cow. Exhale to your cat. We'll come into a fire lock pose. So you can either stay like this. What we're going to do is stack the right shin on top of left. No worries if it's not perfect. If there's a little bit of gap between the left knee and the right knee and left foot, feel free to add a prop like a block or blanket or just something for a little bit more stability here. Keep both feet flexed. Best way is to have right ankle a little bit outside, so resting on the left leg. So have the right foot off of the left leg, so it's on its own, it's not supported. This is super intense for me. My hips don't love this pose, but it does bring a little bit of opening for me. So if you're not feeling it, feel free to sit in your easy seat, your Sukhasana. We'll start to reach the fingertips overhead, and we'll take a side bend over to the right side. Coming back through center. Releasing the feet, so switching sides. Left shin will try to stack on top of right. Keep the left ankle a little bit off of the right leg, so left foot isn't being supported by the leg. Left knee tries to reach the right foot. If it doesn't meet, feel free to bring some props to support the leg. Inhale, fingertips reach overhead. Left hand down, right fingertips reach over to the left, finding the side bend. And come back through center. Releasing the legs. You can windshield wiper the legs back and forth just to release the hips. And then coming through center. Hand, tuck the chin, and slowly make your way vertebrae by vertebrae onto your backside. Once you arrive, take a full body stretch. And draw the knees to the chest. Arms come out to a T. Knees rock to the left side. Lift the hips over to the right side, so right shoulder and right hip point are in line with one another. Left hand can come to the right knee. Press the right hip to the front of the room, finding this elongation from the right shoulder all the way down to the right hip point. And the knees travel through center. Rock the knees over to the right side. Lift the hips over to the left. So left hip point is in line with the left shoulder. Right hand can rest on top of left knee. Press the left hip to the front of the room to elongate this space between the shoulder and the left hip point. Knees hug back in. Give yourself one more squeeze here. And taking up space on your mat. Start to extend the legs, arms rest alongside body. And softening the eyes if they haven't already. Fullest breath in through the nose. Let it create space through the chest, the lungs, the belly. Exhale, releasing, dropping yourself into this present moment. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. I'll be here to guide you out of your practice. Feel free to stay here as long as you need. Shavasana. You're beginning to bring some awareness back into your space. Finding that natural rhythm of your breath. Take a full body stretch. Rolling onto one side of your mat before making your way up to a comfortable seat. Circle the fingertips overhead. Take a deep breath in. Extra sip of air at the very top. One more extra sip of air. And then open mouth, exhale, let everything go. Thumbs drop to the heart. Anjali Mudra. Tuck the chin. Let the fingertips rest on the lips, thumbs connected to the heart. Let your hands be the pathway from your actions, from your heart to your actions, to your words. The knuckles come to the space between the eyes. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today, this morning. Have a lovely weekend. The light and love within me honors and bows to the light and love within you. Namaste. Thank you. I am so sorry about the lighting. I hope you were able to follow along just just enough to get in a good practice for yourself. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me, probably via Instagram if that's probably the best way. My handle is at Hayls, HAYLS _shorty, SHORTY. Also, be sure to check out Adventure Rock's Facebook, Instagram, their website. There's a bunch of classes. Hopefully, you've been able to check some of those out. I know I want to check more of them out, like the strength training and whatnot. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll be here next Wednesday from 6 and 7 p.m. Doing some vinyasa and slow flow. Have a great weekend.